Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice. And I can't believe it's been so long since I've played this. I'm not even kidding. Because I recorded Sasuzuka's route like a while ago. I finished it. I had to do some other stuff. This past weekend, not this weekend that you're seeing this, but the weekend before, like I couldn't record stuff. So now I'm like, oh my god! But it's been so long since I recorded this because this takes so long to record because I like to do the whole route. So. Like, I was like, I can't, even though I had time to kind of do some of it, I was like, I didn't want to, like, leave for days and not be able to record, so. Anyway, so as you notice, we're skipping through because we are starting Okazaki's route today. So, we're skipping through the common chapter. Obviously, we're supposed to not report it because otherwise we're dead. We've already done that bad route in the common chapters. So we just have to. I wish you could kind of pick chapter 1 of someone's route once you've played the game through once, but I mean, I guess I kind of understand why you can't do that, but so anyway, I'm excited for this. I've been out of the loop for a while with this game though, so it's like I'm not gonna remember anything that happened. I'm gonna be like, did this happen in the other things? Like, oh god, I just really hope though, like that Akito doesn't murder anyone because I couldn't handle that in the last one. I love him so much. He needs to be happy and be our brother's best friend / boyfriend. You know I ship it, but you know, we're supposed to lie to him. It's nothing. Are you surprised that I'm the director? Not at all. I was just Oh, oops. I think we've already technically said that to him, and I actually think. In the first time you do it, because after you do one round, that's when that option opens, I think you automatically lie to him. Which is kind of funny. Because I think you have to do at least one of the routes before he's available. So that's probably why, because I'm assuming in the other one we're honest with him. But... Oh, interesting. We can already get a bad ending with this? Hold on, I'm scrolling down while this is skipping to see. We've already gotten that. Common route, bad... Oh, we've already gotten the common route, bad ending. Never mind. Huh. Load 3 and 4. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay, yeah, so saves 1 and 2. I don't need to make saves. I was just looking while I was doing it at the, like, wow, we can already get a bad ending. Yes, they're the common route bad endings, which we already did. And we already did the... I don't know if we did this bad ending. I don't think we could have, because chapter 1 is technically will be Okazaki's route, so I don't think we could have done that one. But we've already done the first 2, because the first one was report the incident, and then they killed us. And the second one... we kind of already did in the common route. So, because this is just the common chapter. Chapter 0, which determines whose path you're on, so. But I don't like, the thing that's confusing is this guide is Okazaki and the common route bad endings. I kind of wish the common route bad endings had been on their own, because that just makes it a little confusing, but. Also, this does take a lot longer than I thought it would, but to, like, skip through this, so. I'm so curious about him because he's so disturbing. Like, you're like, I don't know. I still don't know about you. You seem nice, but you seem a little spooky too, so I'm not really sure. Oh, and we're supposed to... Hold on, I gotta scroll back. Okay. You don't care if I die? I still love you so much, and your route was amazing. Very unexpected with certain things, like, oh! Like, what's his deal? What is he hiding? Is he just weird? Is that... Don't tell me, because obviously, like, by the time you see this, well, I won't have recorded. Like, normally, by the time you see the first part, I'm already done with the route, but that's not going to be the case this time, because... Oh, I gotta try to get in a lot of recording because I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know what's happening the weekend that this is posting. I was not expecting to not be able to record, but I might not be able to again, so trying to get it in there. Let's see. So, la la la. I've got like nothing, like just a refresher of everything that's happened. Talking to people. Okay. Oh right, you're like in love with us. Yeah. But we're like, whatever, buddy. I do feel bad that we killed you in that one. We didn't actually kill him. Well, did he actually die in one of the bad endings? I don't remember. We knew we got him shot, but... Enomoto being Enomoto. Was this like your boyfriend? Shut up! You shut up! Aww. It makes me feel bad, though, because it's like in his route, like we made him better. Like, he was just like... Yeah, okay, I understand. Because this way we gave Sasuzuka a bad answer. We gave him a bad answer. Perfect way to do things. It's like, well, you didn't get points with either one of these assholes, so I guess you're going down Okazaki's route. We still have a few more choices to go through, so we'll see. Yeah, we already got that bad ending. Okay. Once we get into chapter 1, I guess we'll try that bad ending. I mean, I don't think we'll get to it. There's a lot of choices in that, and obviously it'll be his route. We won't be skipping anything at that point, but we'll try, because I don't think we should have gotten that Adonis bad ending, just because everyone has an Adonis bad ending, but we should have gotten the one for Enomoto, and obviously, I meant the first time we played through, because that wouldn't have been in the common chapter. That probably would have been in Enomoto's chapter. Otherwise, the bad endings would have been in this guide, but we've already done them. Okay, so yes, is working for the SP hard got us a bad ending. But here's the weird thing. That gets us the bad ending, right? It's... hold on, I'm scrolling down. There's a lot of chapters here. I don't want to see anything. Hold on. Load 2 is working for the SP hard common route bad ending 2. So we literally would have asked him, what are you trying to protect? Because we would have had to have asked him that. Because this is the option we have, right? Like, so it's really weird, because we got the bad ending, obviously, but it's weird that it doesn't register that we ever answered this. Huh, anyway. So, this is what we're supposed to do. Okazaki, what are you trying to protect? The SP protects important individuals. Apparently he was protecting Yanagi's group, but I didn't know why. If that was just a pretext, then what was he really trying to protect? I mean, we had to have read this already, but I don't know. The question slipped out as I pondered this. Kind of forgot the voice we gave him. We just gave him a normal, cheery kind of voice, didn't we? I guess. I can't really remember. Oh no, was that too direct? But the damage was done. Okazaki's smile disappeared, and he watched me silently. Nobody would smile when they've been questioned about their mission. What if he suspects me because of this? What am I trying to protect, you ask? Okazaki's gaze dropped, and he looked like he was asking himself the question. Even though it was a misguidingly blunt question, was it really such an unusual question for an SP officer to be asked? As I was nervously watching him, Okazaki suddenly looked up and was smiling. Something special. Huh? That's what I should be protecting. Something special, precious, a heavy burden, something that's irreplaceable. The warmth in his voice felt to me like the task he described was very dear to him. He radiated unadulterated faith. Well, I was prying into your job. I shouldn't have done that. Don't worry about it. I was just a little surprised is all. Who I'm protecting, what my job is, it's all part of my everyday life. So when you asked what I was trying to protect, I actually had to stop and think about it. You're right. I suppose that makes sense. Does it? Though, I mean... so can I ask you a question? What are you trying to protect? Huh? I didn't expect to have my question turned on me, so my thoughts ground to a halt. Shinjuku, which was ruled by fear, the people living in terror, my friends, relatives, and my brother Kazuki. And you're right, it's tough to put an answer to that question into words. Right? He felt that it was pointless to be in the SP if he wasn't protecting something important. Like him, I also became a cop because I wanted to protect something. I still do. I didn't want to lose the part of me that had worked to become a police officer. I feel the same way. The things that I'm trying to protect are very important to me. Is that so? After that, we chatted about lighter things as we walked. Thank you for taking me home. Not a problem. Anytime at all. That would definitely be problematic. I was going to watch Okazaki leave, but I saw him watching me intently. What is it? Hey, you went to that detective agency with something that troubled you, right? Oh, yes, that's true. Well, I'm also looking for something. I thought that they might be able to help me. Past tense. Judging from the innocent smile on his face, whatever he was looking for seemed to be something he sincerely wanted to find. I was drawn in by his smile, which was able to warm even my heart. Did Yanagi's office help you find it? I think I'll find it soon. I just have a good feeling about it, ever since I met you. That sounds strange. Me? Well, time to go. Good night, kitty cat. That was weird. Before I could ask him what he meant, Okazaki spun around and left. He's such an oddball. He's quite a mysterious individual. Mm-hmm. Understatement of the century. But he was someone who took his job seriously and had a fiery determination to protect others. I also have to do my best to protect what's precious to me, too. As I reflected upon Okazaki's attitude, I was reminded of my own personal situation as a police officer. It's really random because I want to see something as we're skipping through. Wait, hold on. Oh, we're supposed to review all the X-Day cases. Okay. I'm going to go up. We don't actually need to do this. We probably should, but that's enough for now. Okay. We technically already did them, so. I actually want to go up and I want to see. Well, we're in Enomoto's. We're supposed to ask is working for the SP hard. So how does that get us a bad ending? This is what's really confusing. And then we did the same thing. Weird. So how does that get us a bad ending? But we did all the bad endings. Didn't we? I'm now so confused. So, like, when we ask that, that's what we're supposed to do. But that gives us a bad ending for the common route. But how? How does isn't working for the SP hard give us a bad ending if we use that in Sasazuka and Enomoto's route? So that makes no sense. Weirdness. Okay, well, I mean, we didn't do it because I swear we've already done the common route bad endings, but it's really, really bizarre. Anyway, we go to forensics, sorry. I was just wondering, like, how the hell we never asked or had that conversation with him before, but there are things I need to protect. Obviously, that's how you know you're going down. I like how it doesn't give you a choice there. It's like, this is what you say because that tells you whose path you're on. Obviously, getting involved with Yanagi's investigation would be a violation of my duties. But my real duty, the duty of the police, was to protect the safety of Shinjuku Ward. As a police officer, I wanted to protect whomever I could. If I was paralyzed by my position or methods, then I'd never make any progress solving the cases. Even if that means I can't stay on the force. I made up my mind and looked straight at Sakuragawa. I came to you with all that in mind. It might be against regulations, but I'll do my duty as a police officer. I swear that I'm determined to do that. When I made my intentions clear, Sakuragawa's eyes went wide, and she dropped her gaze. If I turn you down after saying that, it'd just make me look like the bad guy. She looked up at me, sighing. Fine, I'll help you however I can. Besides, I made a promise to Sasazuka. Really? But I won't lift a finger if it's something that'll blow back in my face. Of course, that's only natural. And don't complain if all I can do is offer you advice, got it? Yeah. She relented, perhaps because of how vigorously I was nodding. Well, come see me if anything happens. I'll help you out if I have time. Sakuragawa finished with a weak smile. I bowed deeply to her. Thank you so much. Quit it with the grand gestures. Her face scrunched up in displeasure, and she folded her arms, sulking. I'm glad she seems like a good person. I was new, so I didn't know many people here. It was gratifying to know her when I had no idea who I could rely on in this situation. The next steps depend on me. I'll have to do my best not to trouble her too much. Then my phone vibrated in my pocket. Yes, this is Hoshino. Hoshino, something's happened. We got a victim. Sounds like the residential area's been hit. It's pandemonium over there. SRCPO has been called in for support. Get over there right away. Yes, sir. I don't remember if that's the voice I gave him. It was something like that, so it's close enough. I don't care. I hung up the phone and saw Sakuragawa running for the rooftop exit. I was sure she had orders to move out, too. I have to hurry. So this is basically the same thing we've kind of already read, but at this point, they just don't count it as the same, even though it's the same. So I put my phone away and started running. But it is actually like the same situation. We go there and then it's like, but we don't get to skip it. This is an X-Day announcement. We will never forget. We won't forget the people who sinned. When this reaches 0, we'll be executed. If the police can arrive here before this countdown reaches 0, you could save us. Us? I thought it was only one person. That was this dude. Interesting. Hurry! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! I don't... On the way to the scene in a squad car, I don't remember that quite exact scene. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but it's the same situation. I watched a video while listening to Mochida explain the situation. The video had been sent to the public email address of the Shinjuku PD a few hours ago. Unlike past statements, this had been sent only to the police for some reason. Apparently, Investigations HQ had enforced a gag order, and we're analyzing the video. A gag order is so that police movements don't get leaked to the criminals. Although Adonis has increased their ranks, so there could be leaks anywhere. Yes, somebody in the police force. Mochida seemed somewhat annoyed by Investigations HQ's behavior, as if they suspected that there was someone in the station working with Adonis. Which, okay, so... Right, we already knew going into this that Okazaki's route was a little more spoilery, and the way it flows so far, like, Enomoto's is the lightest, there's a little bit. Then you get a little more with Sasazuka's route, and now you're going to get a little bit more, which is what I like. I like that flow. I like it. We get a little bit more. So we didn't find out until the end of Sasazuka's route when he was like, there's a leak in the station, and you're like, oh, but you don't know who it is. So I'm just wondering, right now off the bat, if you find out who it is in Okazaki's route, maybe not. You know what I mean? But they're already talking about it like, there's a leak in the station. So wait a minute. That would have kind of spoiled, like, Sasazuka's route. I mean, it's not too spoilery. I mean, a little bit, but it's kind of like, well, but then when Sasazuka figured it out, you'd be like, yeah, well, we already knew that from Okazaki's, right? Like we suspected Akito, like, Akito, are you a bad guy? And then he totally is, and it's like, no! Like, I just need him to not, it's going to just keep getting worse, and I just can't. Poor Akito. I just want to go back to the Enomoto days where he was innocent and sweet and didn't do bad things. Where we could save him. Anyway. But that could be the truth. I softly touched my collar through my clothes. Any information I'd heard previously could be transmitted to the criminals. I have to tread very carefully. The gravity of the position I was in chilled me to my core. We were almost at the scene. A text? I suddenly moved my phone so that Mochita couldn't see the screen. It's from Sasazuka. I still love you so much. I can't be with you this time and it hurts. Stop by on your way home. It was a short message, but the implication came through loud and clear. Sasazuka and the others had probably already caught wind of this crime. Even though the gag order is in place, they don't seem to have slowed down at all. Feeling strangely impressed, I closed my phone. Because he's hacked the system. So. Investigators and detectives were all over. Curious bystanders were also gathered at the scene. Pandemonium was an apt way to describe it. We showed our police notebooks and entered the apartment where the homicide had occurred. Oh, we get to go actually in this time. Interesting instead of standing outside. Aha! Compared to the previous crimes, they managed to pinpoint the crime scene awfully fast. But we were still too late. We'd heard that the victim had already been killed and the suspect had fled the scene before the police arrived. Wait here. I'll find out what our posts are. Yes, sir. We've never gotten this far. Hey, move it. You're in the way. Sakuragawa entered the room wearing a forensics uniform. Oh, okay, it was her. Her tense expression relayed the severity of the crime to me. Morioka, we have an approximate time of death. Well, that guy. Seen some shit. Smoking. That's right. How long ago? It looks like it was 10 to 20 minutes before the first officers arrived. So we're one step behind. Now look. We already know who these people are. Up to this point, we've been trailing them by so many steps that you could actually say this was a sign of progress. What's the point if we're too late? There's no time for celebration. We still have casualties. I know, I'm being overdramatic with his voice. I'm sorry. Not sorry, though. I understand. All the more reason we can't overlook any details. It's why we're personally on the scene. I don't want their deaths to be in vain. Yeah. Sakuragawa, did you ID the victim yet? Satoru Tanaka, 34 years old. He lived here, alone. Currently unemployed, he used to be a programmer at a game development studio. I listened to their exchange, making sure to stay out of the way, just like hiding behind a wall. I'm just a wall. If they'd located the scene just a bit sooner, this could have been prevented. I was sure that the investigators felt the frustration more than anyone else here. I knew how it felt to be toothless. People's lives depended on my actions. Investigations aren't that simple. Personal actions or not, I would bear that burden if I wasn't in a collected state of mind. Oh, if I wasn't in a collected state of mind, okay. Then someone clapped me on the shoulder. They need our help putting up the cordon and explaining the situation to the neighbors. Based on when the crime occurred, there's a good chance that the suspect is still nearby. We have to be careful not to let them escape. Yes, sir. After we set up the cordon and talked to the neighbors, we were told to gather information. Time flew by in a flurry of activity. I realized that it had gotten dark. Woo! Chapter 1. Successfully in his route. We already knew that one by the time. When you go to the roof with Sakuragawa, you already know whose route you're going to be in based on that option that you get. Because you're like, wait, we already said that. Like, you know. Soon it would be midnight. I walked through the streets of Shinjuku alone. After we finished interviewing witnesses, I returned to the station and filed in a report. My whole body was racked with fatigue. I just want to go home and rest. Still, I also wanted to know what Sasazuka and the others at the office managed to learn about this incident. I whipped myself into shape and began hurrying to the office. Hey, Booker. When I arrived in front of the office, I stopped in my tracks. Someone's collapsed. I'd seen the figure of someone collapsed in an alleyway. It's what's-his-face, he's just sleeping. Are you okay? I rushed over in surprise. I was even more shocked when I saw his face. Love his little sleep mask. Okazaki? You knew it was Okazaki. That's why I said it was what's-his-face. He's just sleeping in the alley. I knew it. I did guess that. He's just napping in the alley because he's fucking weird. Of course he's napping in an alley. His eyes were covered by an eye mask, but from the rest of his appearance, it was definitely Okazaki. An eye mask? I leaned in to get a better look at Okazaki. His rising and falling breaths were unmistakably the breaths of a sleeper. No way. He fell asleep here of all places? I reached out to shake him awake, but my hand stopped just short of touching his shoulders. Actually, it would be better if he didn't see me. I'd be in trouble if the police found out about me. It'd be best to steer clear of him. But I can't just leave him here. Okazaki? Snoring. I'm not going to make a snoring noise, but anyway. I tried calling him in a quiet voice, but he showed no signs of waking. Okazaki! I raised my voice louder than before, but he still didn't wake up. What now? What you doing there? Okay, the other dude. I was like, I don't know who's talking to us, so I spun around to face the unexpected voice from behind me. There was a man standing there. I didn't notice him at all. Because of my job, I tended to be pretty good at noticing people nearby. But he was able to approach from behind, and I completely failed to notice this man until he spoke. Ugh, you're sleeping here again, sir? Sir? I reflexively spoke and was met with a smile. That guy doesn't wake up easily once he falls asleep. But he'll definitely wake up if you do this. Saying that, the man rolled up his sleeves. He also drew a handgun from his holster. What? Clicked his gut, and Okazaki was just instantly fucking awake. That's kind of amazing. What? Okazaki was up in a flash, and he unleashed a lightning-quick spinning roundhouse kick. The gun was knocked out of the other man's hand. Damn. His reflexes are like a cat. We may have a kitty collar, and Sasazuka has fucking cat eyes, but Okazaki's got the cat reflexes. Wait, sir! Eek! I'm gonna let him eek, it's fine. Yeah! The man lost his balance, stumbled even further, and went down with a crash. My eyes couldn't keep up with how fast that takedown had been. What? What's happening? Oh, it's just you, Yoshinari. Sorry. He's like, oh, whoops. No, Becky. Just almost killed you. Ow, that was horrible, sir. Also, you totally noticed it was me halfway through. Yep. At least deny it. I figured you'd be able to dodge it. I thought you'd noticed I wasn't trying to kill you. I was still flabbergasted as I saw Okazaki casually brush the dirt from his uniform with a pleasant smile. I knew that SP officers were physically impressive, but the gap between my expectations and reality was pretty shocking. Ah, kitty cat! Good evening! Okazaki smiled wanly, as if he'd only noticed me there for the first time. He knew you were there the whole time. He probably noticed me before. Despite how I found him, he had sharp senses. The fact that he reacted so casually was likely due to his personality. Huh? Cat? You're Spacey Hoshino. Huh? Did I introduce myself? No, I don't recall ever doing that. My name... What is it? That's Hi. Hideaki Yoshinari? Hideaki Yoshinari? I can't. Whatever. Anyway. Okazaki and I are teamed up to... Uh-oh. Yoshinari. Huh? Ow, ow, ow! Sir, your foot! Why are you stepping on me? While I was confused by the greeting, Okazaki was angrily stepping on Yoshinari's face. Because he's still on the ground. Okay, I was like... Did I say something wrong? Yep. I noticed that Yoshinari had an SP badge on his chest, too. Which means... Oh! Well, can you believe the nice weather we're having today, sir? It's nighttime, Yoshinari. You're right. Oh, isn't it dangerous for a lady to be walking home at this hour? Right, sir? He was clearly trying to change the subject. Desperately so. Still looking annoyed, Okazaki let out a sigh and nodded. I concur. You may be armed, but the nights are dangerous. As Yoshinari mentioned, you're a cute one. Huh? I never said she was... Right, Yoshinari. Yes! Yes, sir! Super cute! You're like, this is awkward and weird. I'm just gonna back away slowly. I don't want to hear that it's dangerous to walk alone from a guy who falls asleep in alleyways. More importantly, I absolutely had to be cautious of Okazaki. Yoshinari's earlier panic had been trying to cover up the fact that they both figured out my name, which means Okazaki already knows. Yoshinari, why don't you check on Takeru and them? You got it, sir. Now take it easy, youngins. After watching Yoshinari disappear, Okazaki smiled weakly. That guy's younger than I am. Okazaki went quiet, and we shared an awkward silence together. He was watching me. It looked like he wasn't sure how to break the ice. So you knew. Obviously you knew my name, but he'd probably also figured out my identity, too. Okazaki nodded slightly, with a troubled smile. Sorry, I looked into you. It's my job, so I couldn't just ignore you. That much was obvious. To him, I was a strange woman who would approach the people he was protecting. Knowing that, I had no right to complain about either his caution or the background check. SP could request coordination with the police, so if he looked me up, he'd know in no time. No, I should be the one apologizing for misleading you about my identity. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm Spacey Hoshino, from Shinjuku Police. Did you approach them as part of your job? I wasn't sure how to answer the direct question. Yes, it's funny. Yes should literally be like, give us a bad ending, but it's not. Anyway. Right now, I had no idea if I should say yes or no. Even if I found a clever way to lie to him, it probably wouldn't work. And above all, I was very reluctant to lie to a fellow police officer. I can't say. After thinking it over, that's what I decided. Okazaki's demeanor didn't change, and he smiled wanly at me again. I see. Let me change the question then. Are you working as a police officer? Removing the collar was my top priority. In any case, my life was at stake. Still, I had a very strong suspicion that the collar would be a key to solving the X-Day incidents. And if I was the clue that would lead us closer to the culprits, then I certainly wanted to use that to its fullest extent. That was my conviction as a police officer. Yes. When I nodded, Okazaki seemed to smile in relief. That's good then. In other words, he wouldn't be able to overlook it if I was acting on my own, rather than as part of my duty as an officer. That's fine. Okazaki, is your mission to protect Yanagi and his team? Is there some reason they're so valuable? After taking some time to reflect on the question, Okazaki's face turned slightly serious. If the organization behind the X-Day crimes has some animosity towards the police, then they're in trouble too, since they're former police. In particular, they're a group of talented individuals investigating the X-Day crimes. It's likely they'll be drawn into an attack. We can't just ignore our former comrades. It was a plausible explanation, but he spoke like he was detached from it all. The SP's primary mission is to protect valuable people or regular civilians in great danger. Shinjuku had turned into a dangerous area, so there should be plenty of people in the city more important than Yanagi and his team. Moreover, it seemed bizarre to me that SP would task its valuable resources to address the potential threat to former officers. He's hiding something after all. That's what I should be protecting. Something special, precious, a heavy burden, something that's irreplaceable. I could still clearly recall Okazaki's profound tone when he'd said that. Does he mean Yanagi's team? No, that's probably not it. He said what he should be protecting, not what he is protecting. So, the way he looked when he said that, he had to be referring to something else. Is he watching Yanagi's group in order to protect that other thing? Does he suspect them of being on the other side? I've troubled you. My expression must have given away the skepticism I felt. Okazaki shook his head with a bitter smile and spoke while looking up at the office building. They need to be protected by me. For now, at least. As long as there's a chance they'll find Adonis, their talent and passion are genuine, I think. That's why I... He abruptly paused. His gaze was distant, and then it dropped. Okazaki? And that's why I want to be friendlier with them. They're good people. Right. Whether they're worthy of being protected, maybe I want to know that too. Don't you have it backwards? He's been charged with protecting people and didn't even know if they were worth protecting. And you two. Eh? I want to get along with you better too. Oh yeah, I bet you do. When he said that, I grew wary again. I felt like I was being misled in several ways. While it might have been a compliment, I had no idea of Okazaki's true intentions, so it felt disconcerting. I felt I should keep my distance. Hey, didn't you have some business with the guys in the office? I finally remembered what I'd originally come to do. I knew it. I'll come with you then. Huh? That's, uh, this is very bad. I couldn't speak openly with Yanagi's team if the topic of the collar was off limits. I could only imagine how upset they would be having Okazaki there. I'll be fine. I can get there on my own. I firmly denied him, but Okazaki just took my hand and dragged me along. No need to be so shy. I'm not being shy. Okazaki wouldn't let me go no matter what I said. I eventually entered the office, half dragged. Oh, sweet Jesus. Hold on a second. My phone is like ringing really fucking loudly. Why is it so loud? Ignore. We don't answer phone calls from like random fucking numbers, but why is my phone so goddamn loud? Turn that down. Sorry. Anyway. I'm not sure who's yelling. So my guess would be like Enomoto would be the one yelling. So we're just gonna go with that. Seriously, man! How many times have I told you not to just barge in here like you belong? That voice. Enomoto? Ha! Because Takara wouldn't get that. Sounded like it would be someone yelling, and Unagi doesn't seem like he would yell, and Sasazuka would probably just punch you or stab you. No need to be so shy, Mineo. I, Hideaki Yoshinari, will be here to shield you from danger, rain or shine. How do you like that? Oh god, it's like the two of them together. That's right, Okazaki sent Yoshinari ahead first. I timidly stepped into the noisy room. He's a little scary. He looks like the scarecrow, like giant soulless eyes. I don't like it at all. I'm not being shy. You're a pain in the ass. Ha! Mineo, you still haven't figured out my true worth, have you? And what might that be? I might look like this, but I'm actually a super helpful guy. For example, if that indecent book you've stashed in your bookshelf is ever about to be discovered by a girl you fancy, I'll hide it in my pocket in a flash. And now we know about that indecent book. Oh, that's the one, like the pickup lines and like how to romance girls because it's never talked to a girl. It's adorable. Yeah! You punk! How many of my secrets do you know? Oh, do you really want to know? The title of that DVD you've hidden under your bed is, oh my god. I don't want to know! No, stop! I'm begging you! Don't say it! It was pretty obvious that Okazaki wasn't the only person that was viewed as a nuisance around this office. But they look like they're having fun. Maybe he actually gets along well with Enomoto. I had taken the opportunity to enter, so Enomoto noticed me gawking at the scene in the doorway. You! And Okazaki too? Why'd you bring that guy here? I couldn't help it. Quite the collection of troublemakers. Yanagi emerged from behind the partition with an exasperated look on his face. Really, idiot cat? Get him out of here. Okazaki looked up from his computer to... I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Sasazuka looked up from his computer to snipe at me. Ugh, those are some painful stares. But Okazaki ignored the criticism and turned to Sasazuka with the raised index finger. Hey, Takeru! Calling her a stupid cat is rude. You should at least call her Miss Cat. Look, Cat isn't my name. Oh, that's true. And then I'd prefer to use your given name. My given name? Hey, Spacey, can I call you that? He flashed a smile that seemed so pure my heart skipped a beat. Enchanted by that smile, I unthinkingly responded with downcast eyes. Sure, if you'd like. Spacey. Oi, hang on a sec. You there, quit spacing out. Listen, There's no time to be getting all chummy with the SP. Sorry, Okazaki, but she's got business with us. Could you leave for today? Personal? Okazaki looked back and forth between Yanagi and I blankly. His shoulders drooped a bit and he sighed quietly. He's like, personal business? Oh, are you dating her? I'm disappointed. Oh, it's okay, sweetie. We'll beat yours sooner or later. Still awkward, but... Okay, let's go, Yoshinari. We'll be back. I'll bring refreshments next time. Never come back. When they left, everybody in the room sighed heavily. Stupid cat. Why'd you bring him? Don't tell me that you two are like that. Not at all. I just spotted him downstairs. Like, he followed me. He dragged me. I explained what happened earlier and how I'd been discovered. I knew it. We knew that was only a matter of time. We just need to make sure the collar stays secret. You have different jurisdictions. If you run into him on patrol, you'll just have to lie to him. Anyway, as far as the electronic surveillance goes, this room is protected against eavesdropping. That guy's a tech illiterate, so we don't have to worry about him bugging the place. Well, there's a good chance he could spy on us while hanging from a window. That happened before, even on the 5th floor. What's their image of those two? This wasn't the time to be imagining such things. I had a reason for coming here. So, about today's incident, how much do you all know about it? All we have is what Sasuzuka learned. Summing up what I'd heard from Yanagi, we knew the crime occurred at the victim's residence. The murder weapon was a suppressed firearm, so the neighbors didn't notice the gunshots. The victim was currently unemployed. He was employed at a game development studio. I think his name was Satoru Tanaka? It matched everything I knew. Did you learn anything else? According to statements from witnesses, the victim had moved in recently and seemed to have a nocturnal lifestyle. He also seemed to be afraid of going outside. Figures. He thought he could be the next target. He was probably worried sick. You're saying that he anticipated that he would be targeted? The coin was identical, so this is a match. They'll probably haul in a suspect soon, but I'll look into the rest. Oh, Sasuzuka ignored my question and continued his report. Okay, well, Sasuzuka's not continuing Yanagi's, but I don't know if it was supposed to be Sasuzuka, but whatever. The victim, Satoru Tanaka, is connected to the August incident. He programmed on the online game from the case. Eh? I turned to Yanagi in surprise. I now understood what Sasuzuka was getting at. So, that's why he knew he might be a target. He must have been in constant fear. In August, many players of a popular online video game had been murdered. If Tanaka was part of the development staff for that game, he had reason to be targeted. Yeah, but that's not the problem. The important thing to focus on is that the style of this murder is different from all the others. What do you mean? You think it might be a copycat crime? You're still that far behind. Sasuzuka sounded disgusted with me, but I paid him no mind and looked at Yanagi. I still love you. There was a Roman numeral and a coin left at the scene, as with previous crimes. Sadaishi's confirmed that the coin uses the same unique construction methods, so it's definitely not a copycat crime. I knew they did this on purpose. Bastards! Yeah, otherwise there'd be no explaining their actions. What do you mean on purpose? Once I confirmed that I still wasn't quite following along, Sasuzuka pointedly sighed very loudly. Of course he did. Ugh! Yeah. I said I'd kill you if you didn't do your homework. So use your worthless brain and think for once. Though I doubt you'll think anything useful. This man speaks so rudely. I know you just want to, make out with him, don't you? I felt the blood rush to my face. Well, it'd be good to get an idea of your skills. Did you notice anything suspicious? Suspicious? What was different about this crime? It was the broadcast, yeah. Although, what was left at the scene? What was left at the scene? I don't think there was anything. The right answer is the scope of the broadcast, but if you think about it, yes, because the broadcast, they specifically told you it was only sent, it wasn't broadcast out, it was only sent to the police. First, the scope of the broadcast was smaller. The X-Day crime so far had used publicly viewable videos to highlight police scandals and the inadequacies of the law. But for some reason, this video had only been sent to the police. That's right. So why would they only send it to the police? They only want the cops to know. They only wanted the police to know? Yeah, that's right. I patted myself in relief after getting it right. Well, there's no doubt that they intended to provoke us. It was sent only to the police because they knew the police wouldn't immediately release it. Plus, the police are afraid of leaks, so they'd keep it on a need-to-know basis. In other words, the culprits wanted to narrow the audience down to those in the know. But all the others were shown across the nation. Why would they limit it this time? Can't you answer that if you think about it? Why are you testing me? You're the dumbass who knows nothing. No offense, I love you and all, but still. Yeah. They limited its release because they sent it to the police by accident. I'm okay. There are times where you're like, I don't know, it could be either one. But in this case, like, they sent it to them by accident? No, they would never do anything by accident. Like, so anyway. They wanted to derail the investigation, right? That's right. I think. Yanagi? Previous videos were streamed to the public, but when you have that many eyes analyzing things, you get a lot of insight. People in the video, the location, objects, we can collect all those small details. An overabundance of information can be confusing, but investigators need all the help they can get. There was a specific reason why Adonis limited the release of the video, when they usually wanted the general public to watch. Basically, they were afraid that the police would catch on too quickly? Yep, makes sense that even a newbie like you could latch onto that. But they still made a statement knowing it could be a liability. And that person barely escaped and got out of there before the cops made their way up to the scene of the crime. Also, the X-Day crimes haven't been lone acts. They're committed as part of a larger plan by the whole of Adonis. Hoshino, based on what we know so far, what do you think the crime that Adonis is planning? What do you think the crime that Adonis is planning? That seems cut off a little, but anyway. He deliberately sent the video to the police. They had chosen a window that ran the risks of the culprit being apprehended. The first thing I could conclude was the crime was poorly planned. Was the crime poorly planned? Looks like it. Previous X-Day crimes were elaborately designed murders. No unnecessary evidence was left at the scenes. Suspects with apparent motive had unnaturally clean alibis. The crime scenes had nondescript video evidence. But this time, that was all different. Whether or not they had done it all for the thrill, they'd been far too lackadaisical in their crime. If they were slower, they might have been caught. But they still made a video, which means... Yeah, what do you think? They'd prepared for that outcome. Even if they were caught, it wouldn't hurt Adonis. Rather, it might play right into their hands. Is that right? Do you know how long it took you to get caught up? Come on, she's new. She's got no experience. It'd be actually scary if she knew right away. Well, Enomoto didn't know either, so I don't feel bad. We can only speculate as to why they'd get so sloppy after being so clinical thus far, but it's likely that they're disposing of their pawns. The list of potential suspects will be narrowed down soon. Yeah, I'll likely see arrests in the near future. The conversation had moved past me again, and I thought hurriedly. They're confident that they'll achieve their goal even if they give us these hints. Right? Psycho bastard listening on the collar. I imagined a prick of pain to come from the collar in response to Sasazuka's abrasive challenge. But the collar didn't respond or inject anything into my body. At any rate, Adonis's methods have undoubtedly changed. Maybe their command structure changed, or there's infighting. This is all part of the plan. We'll have to proceed carefully. Hey, it could also be the opening that we've been waiting for. As Enomoto nodded spiritedly, Yanagi muttered something. According to Suraishi, things have been strange for a while now. So, are we going to hold a lecture for this stupid cat on every topic? Huh? Explaining every single detail to you is a colossal waste of time. What? Sasuzuka's words struck a nerve. Punch him. It was true, I couldn't keep up with their discussion, and I was aware of my own limits. But you don't have to go and put it like that. You're such a jerk. Wait, did I? Oh yeah, I did, but okay, sorry. I glanced over and I just didn't really know if I double skip. Sorry. Sasuzuka's already on the August case. I'll leave the rest to you. Roger that. Yanagi changed the subject without commenting on Sasuzuka's remarks. Wow, mean, Yanagi. I guess I should take this silence to mean that he agrees. It wasn't just Sasuzuka. Yanagi and Enomoto also thought poorly of my detective skills. But if I could give them any details on what went on in the situation, that was enough. Oh, at the station. That was the only reason I was here. It was a painful realization. So, what are you gonna do? Which case have you decided to take? I looked up and blinked in confusion at the sudden question. It calmed me somewhat. I mentally reviewed everything I knew about the X-Day incidents. Sasuzuka's right. His team had been pursuing the cases for a long time, so it was clear I was wasting their time by getting involved without knowing anything. The Roman numeral left at the crime scene today was 1. The last number would be 0. There wasn't even a month left until X-Day. What can I do during that brief time? My duty and the situation I'd been forced into. When I factored them both in, it was obvious. Compared to the rest of you, I don't have any outstanding talents, nor do I have much experience with detective work. But I want to help out in any way that I possibly can. And what could you possibly contribute? I can listen to what people are talking about. When I stated it clearly, the 3 of them were clearly caught off guard. Yesterday, when I looked through the X-Day files, what jumped out to me was a person that was neither the victim nor the assailant. The victim in this incident was a woman who was once the victim of an obsessive stalker. You're talking about July. Yes, for a time she was suspected to be involved in the murder of the stalker. She also suffered severe backlash from the public. People were alleging that she might have been stalked through some fault of her own. Her background was thoroughly checked, but no connections were found to either the terrorist nor the man who killed the stalker. After that, her description was excised from official documents. Whether or not she was the connection to the incident, it had taken a heavy toll on her reputation. And the police bear some responsibility for failing to stop the stalking in the first place. I wonder if I can meet her and ask her about what had really happened. Besides, nobody else is working on this case. I wouldn't waste the team's time, and I was sure my position would help me find some information. This was another reason I wanted to take this one. The assailant was arrested at the scene of the crime and is currently still in detention. He hadn't tried to commit suicide like the detained September suspect did, and was still being held in a detention center. Whether it was actually self-defense is unknown. I want to learn the truth of this incident. After my lengthy proposal, the other 3 seemed to be slightly impressed. There is certainly no doubt that this woman was central to the July homicide. At a glance, it looks like someone aggravated the stalker into threatening the woman. It may very well just appear that way, but... X-Day calling cards were found in the residence of the dead stalker. They've been verified as genuine. Meaning that this one was carefully planned, like the other X-Day murders. Got all that? Yes. Get off your high horse, you dumb protozoan. Lay off, man! It's my turn to teach the rookie. Well, it would save me some headaches to have the blind lead... Well, it would save me some headaches to have the blind lead the blind. You're awfully mouthy, seaweed head. Anyway, July murder is the one that we've had the hardest time getting a handle on. Police have been slow to act on it, maybe because the suspect's already in detention. Has Tsureishi given you anything? He's currently fixated on the September crime, so he isn't interested in anything else. I see. To be honest, it'd help us out if you could give us some internal info on it. Okay. With that, the meeting ended. It was late, so Yanagi decided he'd walk me home. Aww. Yanagi's gonna walk us home. Wait, before we do that, let's read our thing. Our new thing. A man was shot to death in a quiet residential district. The video announcement and the coin discovered at the victim's home linked it to the X-Day incidents. The murder weapon was a gun with a silencer. The crime was committed in the daytime, but there are no witnesses. The victim, Satoru Tanaka, was unemployed and moved there only a few months prior. He was known to be extremely wary of other people around him. He had worked as a developer for the game company that released the online game at the heart of the August X Day incident. The game in question is apparently a hotbed for escalated bullying, and according to user testimony, it was rumored that the developers were instigating it. That's kind of douchey of them, right? While we walked down the stairs, Yanagi looked back at me with a concerned look. Minamoto mentioned this earlier, but we haven't looked too deeply into the July incident. There's a suspect in custody, after all. There may not be much to learn, but contact us if you learn anything. Don't push your luck. Remember the collar. Thank you. I was happy for his concern, but it didn't really resonate with me for some reason. Part of me has been relying on Yanagi's team. Not in a tangible way, but I'd been tagging along. But that didn't sit right with me. By the way, Hoshino, you seem pretty familiar with Kei Okazaki. Huh? No. I just happened to run into him a few times. We're not on particularly close terms. I want you to get closer to him. What? He plays the fool, but he's pushy. If you allow it, he'll start to grow on you. Be careful around Okazaki. Don't let your guard down. Oh, great. We're going to let our guard down and our panties. What the fuck? This is bad. Huh? What about me? Look, he's looking at his eyes. He's like, ugh. We turned around to face the voice. Okazaki was standing there, smiling. I failed to notice him again. When did you... I've been here the whole time. Yanagi also seemed shocked that he'd failed to notice Okazaki. I definitely can't get careless around him. I'm going home, Spacey. I'll walk you back. No, I'm taking her home. But you don't know where she lives, do you? And you do? No, well, he did walk me home one time because it was late. Then let's go. It's not your decision, Okazaki. She has to agree to it first. If she's with someone who knows where she lives, it's better because she won't need to lead, right? And I'm walking home with Okazaki. No choice. Right now, I was walking down the street between Yanagi and Okazaki. And in the end, they couldn't decide which of them would walk me home. Awkward. Oh my god, arm in arm, both ways. Yay! Got two guys. Ha ha ha, two boyfriendos. No matter how much I refused, I was beginning to realize that Okazaki was going to follow me wherever I went. Hey, I noticed this for a while now. Okazaki addressed Yanagi from my other side. Yanagi, you really don't like me, huh? It's not that I dislike you. I understood what Yanagi wanted to say. He's doing this because he's worried about the collar. I would be in danger if the collar was exposed. Also, Yanagi didn't seem to accept the reason that Okazaki had provided for why he was protecting the team. It's not that he dislikes him, but he probably just can't trust him. We know that you're keeping us under surveillance. Obviously, we don't want to get involved with you. Oh, did you think I was reporting everything you do to the police? Anyone would think that. Anyway, setting aside my mission for the time being. You really think you can just ignore it like that? Just for now. I honestly just want to get to know you better. Why? Because I'm curious? Yanagi's like, why? And he's like, I'm just curious. It seems so fucking weird. While Yanagi and I were at a loss for an answer, Okazaki changed the subject. Earlier you mentioned the July homicide. Could you be reopening the case? Eh? I involuntarily stiffened up. Just how long had it been eavesdropping on the conversation? No, it was just something I'd taken personal interest in, so I was asking Yanagi about it. Okazaki smiled softly as I fumbled around for an excuse. Look at how derpy his giant grin is. It's kind of adorable, but scary. No need to get so nervous. I won't tell anyone about your job. You got some reason for being here, right? You're worried about me because I'm also a cop. You don't have to be so cautious. I'm just asking this out of curiosity. Yanagi was very obviously having a hard time swallowing Okazaki's supposed flighty bouts of curiosity. His face said that he was confused because he didn't know what Okazaki was thinking. July, huh? People said it was justified self-defense, though. The assailant was immediately arrested, and confessed to killing the man in order to protect the woman from her stalker. And they're deciding if it's excessive self-defense. I feel a little bad for him, being arrested when he acted in order to protect someone. Excessive self-defense. This is a scenario with self-defense when self-defense was justified, but the amount of force used in self-defense was far greater than the threat necessitated. The standards for what constitutes excessive force are ambiguous. You feel sorry for him? Self-defense or not, killing is killing. Can't be allowed. Unagi's tone was unusually forceful. His expression grew stern. Besides, the assailant had previously been marked as a potential suspect for the May killing. If you view the X-Day crimes as a whole, anyone would think he was suspicious. A potential suspect? Plus, he also had a solid alibi back in May. He did protect the woman from that stalker, didn't he? And sometimes sacrifices have to be made. It doesn't mean you can just kill people. There's never a good reason to take a life. They continued their debate across me. Neither looked like they would back down. They seemed to be incompatible, and the way they think is completely opposite. Both of them had valuable perspectives about the July case. I reflected on that digression. Okay, perfect place to stop. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we're actually at the point where our next choice could give us the bad ending. Another bad ending. So wait, I'm going to scroll up for a second, because I'm pretty sure... Yep. We're going to... So that's what we'll be doing in the beginning of the next part. We will be getting our first Okazaki bad ending. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.